Hi folks, Andy from the Car Boutique here. I'm going to share you a story. I woke up this morning knowing I had this maintenance wash to do. And then I thought to myself, we haven't done a dedicated wax review for a long time. So I transited over to the wax chiller, opened the door, and behold, at the bottom was this pot of wax by miledeep called Rose. Now, I picked this up when we went to their coffee morning at the start of the year, and I just didn't get round to doing it. So here I am giving it a go. Now, we've done a couple of other miledeep reviews. Go and have a look at that on our YouTube channel, but we never got round to doing the wax. So I thought, what a great time to kill two birds with one stone, get the car nice and clean, and also do a review on the wax. Now, the car we're actually doing on is this Renault Capture. Not particularly dirty. There's not a lot of sort of loose dirt, but there is that traffic film that goes right round, so we'll look to get rid of that. But we, as we always do, start off with the wheels. Now, these wheels were quite heavily corroded, so I used a mild cleaner with a built-in fallout remover, and that got rid of the majority of the dirt, but I didn't hit it too hard. There's a limit to aesthetically what I can do with these wheels, but as long as they are clean. We then went on to the actual paintwork itself. So citrus pre-wash predominantly on the lower 2/3 where that traffic film was particularly bad, and we applied quite a lot to the front and the back of the vehicle because they were quite dirty as well. And I'll be honest with you, after that, I didn't see pretty much any difference. We then went on to the snow foam, which is a pH neutral snow foam that I'm testing for a brand at the moment. And we applied it liberally, like we always do, 4 or 5 minutes, loiter, and then we rinsed it off. And again, the traffic film on this car was just not getting any hit out the citrus pre-wash and the snow foam, all right? So the main focus I knew was gonna be on the actual shampoo itself. Now, when it comes to the shampoo, we used a pH neutral shampoo, and the technique I used on this was to apply it through a snow foam cannon. The reason why I did that is I can then go around with my detailing brush and getting it in all around the windows and all the trim, etc. And I do that at the shampoo stage because shampoos are designed for contact washes, a snow foam isn't. So whereby I used to go around with a detailing brush using my detailing brush when it was the snow foam was applied. Snow foams aren't designed for contact washes, shampoos are, so I now do my detailing, work with my detail brush at the shampoo stage. Went through the normal process of safely and gently washing the car down, and it was only at that point I actually saw that grime was getting removed. So it was good to see, but that's normally what you find with that traffic film. It's at the contact stage where you're really getting rid of that traffic film. So having washed the car, it then gave me the opportunity to have a real first inspection of the paintwork, and I could see quite a lot of tar. So because there was quite a lot, and whereby I normally just go around with it on a cloth, I did spray it quite liberally, left it for a minute or two. You could actually see the tar diluting down or dissolving down. I then went around the entire car with a microfiber to remove all the tar, and there was quite a lot. The next step was fallout remover, so I sprayed it around the lower 2/3, and due to the colour of this car being sort of a purpley red, it didn't really show up that well on camera, so I haven't shown that. There wasn't actually that much, which is a good thing. Now, a lot of people use a fallout remover. It doesn't change colour, and they think the fallout remover is rubbish. No, it might just be the case that the paintwork hasn't got much iron contamination. I did try another one, exact same results, so I knew the paintwork wasn't too bad from that perspective. Now, we haven't got time to do a clay and polish and all that kind of stuff, so we're at the stage now where we can actually start looking at this wax. The car is dry, the car is chemically decontaminated, the paintwork isn't in too bad condition, so I'm happy. And I suppose the whole idea of this review is to do something that the majority of you guys can do at home, and not everyone's going to be claying, machine polishing and all that kind of stuff. Essentially, this is a wash and wax. So on to the wax itself. We're on to the wax, the important bit. Really looking forward to doing this. Like I said, this is my first exposure to this wax, so we're going to share the experience together like I always say. So it comes very well presented in this metal tin, 140 grams, and when you open the lid, you're presented with a colourless wax with a good pour. There's no dip in the middle like you see on some waxes, and the actual wax itself is a blend of waxes with the main focus being the T1 Carnauba. So we're hopefully going to be getting that gloss enhancement and that warm glow that you traditionally get with a good quality Carnauba wax. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is ease of application, and before I do, the scent is a lovely smell. I know it's called Rose, it's floral, it's just a pleasant smell, and it's not overpowering, but it's strong enough for you to enjoy the experience. So back to the application. Now, application is nice and simple. The instructions say you don't need to dampen this, and this is the puck that it comes with, and it is just a question of doing that and loading up your pad. Now, I have tried this on a test panel. Top tip, do not use too much, okay, because it gets a bit grabby on removal. So like all waxes, less is more. You are just putting the finest film of wax over your paintwork, leaving it for about 5 minutes with this wax and then removing it. But the first thing we need to do is have a look at how easy it is to apply. So the instructions say you don't have to wet your puck, which is great. Some work better wet. And we're just going to load up a minimal amount on the actual pad itself. And that spreads lovely and easy. I think this is going to be one of these quick waxes whereby you can rush around your car very, very quickly, because that is still going with one loading of the pad. You can just see where the wax has been. It's not one of these that leave a big trail behind, but if you get the right light angle, you can see. Lovely smell. And that's me now just loading up my pad again, just to finish off this panel. Nice and smooth, no grabbiness, no dryness, even though the pad was essentially dry. As easy as that. Right, let's leave that for 5 minutes and do the rest of the car. So we're going to quickly look at removal. I've actually done the entire car round about 5 to 10 minutes, probably not even that. It is so easy to go on. So from a enthusiast or someone just using wax for the first time, this is a great one to start with because it's so easy and flexible. I've got high standards regarding my waxes, and so far I've been really impressed. So hopefully the removal will be easy. So this is the panel we did. That's the majority of the wax off. Turn over, plush microfiber. Final buff. So folks, that's us all done. We're going to have a quick spin around the car with some music in a second, but miledeep Rose Carnauba Wax. Okay, a few extra things we did do. We put some tyre shine on, went around with some trim protector, and we also cleaned the glass. Just those finishing touches like we always do. But what is my verdict on this? Now, for £30, it is a great wax. I've yet to find a product in the miledeep range that doesn't work as advertised, okay? But I deliberately tried some stuff just to give you some more information, so I loaded up the pad heavily. Don't do that, because even after that 5 or 10 minutes, it can be really grabby. And a lot of people sort of think more wax is better. It's not. The only bit you're worried about is that thin layer that's in contact with your clear coat. Anything else is just going to cause you problems because it's not going to allow the carrier to vent off, and you're going to be smearing it all around. It's never going to vent off and all that kind of stuff. So do not overload your pad. Another thing, don't leave it on much past 10 minutes, okay? I did a test panel for 20 minutes and the carrier vents off quite quickly, and it's not the wettest wax, okay? So it can dry out, and it's got a slightly sort of abrasive feel to it, okay? But that's only if you leave it on far too long and load too much up. It's not the glossiest. It definitely, I wouldn't say it enhances gloss. It gives that warmth. Now, some people interpret that as gloss, but you can see in a minute, I like the warmth this gives. Like I say, it's not necessarily, it's not show wax, because they're sort of saying longevity about 3 months. So it's not the glossiest. It does enhance gloss, but it's more, the main two features with this one are that warmth that a good Carnauba-based wax gives you, but are also hydrophobics. Now, what I did do at the start, when we did half of the bonnet, we left the other half not with wax applied. Now, I don't have the luxury of leaving this for 24 hours. It's a rough and ready test. We did one side, left it for about 2 hours, and then the hydrophobicity test. And you can see the side that hasn't got wax on is flat, but the side that we did put wax on, the hydrophobics are great, albeit after a couple of hours. Nice tall beads, and then we poured water. The water just displaced. And where some waxes leave a bit behind, that you could dry your car literally by going along with some water. The hydrophobics are really, really good. So top performers on this are the warmth, the glow, and the hydrophobics. Yes, it enhances gloss. Now, I'm going to come back to this car in a couple of months, see about those longevity claims about 3 months, all right? I think that's a realistic one. It's not a crazy claim like 6 months, 9 months, 12 months for a Carnauba-based wax, which is good. But I like this. I'm definitely going to be using it. It's not going to be staying in the bottom sort of shelf of my fridge anymore. Really, really nice product. Go along, have a look at the miledeep website, see what you think, and maybe this is a wax you want to give a go.